Let's talk about a question that I hear all the time. Should I build the course first or should I validate it first? And my answer is validate it first. Okay? Listen, don't kill the messenger. But if you already have a course, I don't want you to panic. I'm not telling you to throw it away. On the contrary, right? I'm not telling you that you have to start over. And I'm not telling you that you have wasted your time. In fact, you may already have something that companies actually need. The better question is, where does the evidence say it fits? That is the conversation that I want to have with you all today. Because listen, there is a big difference between having a strong course and knowing whether companies have a real reason to buy it. And that's the difference. That's where validation actually comes in. If you've already built it, good. If you already built the course that actually gives us something to work with. So it's good. You already have content. You already have a point of view. You already have a framework and you already know what you can teach. Okay. So it's okay. This is really, really useful. And now we can evaluate it. We can really look at it. See, what problem does the course actually solve? What outcome does it create? Who have you helped before? That's going to help us to know what we're working with. What parts of your expertise are the strongest? And where do you have the most credibility? What kind of organization might have a reason to care about what you solve right now? See, that is a much more constructive question than, do I need to throw this away? The answer is probably not. You may just need better alignment, and that's okay too. It really is. So don't fret if you just jumped out there with your course and didn't validate it yet. One thing I want you to understand is this: you can have real expertise and still need market validation. That is not a contradiction. You might be excellent at what you teach, and you might have years of experience. Maybe you have helped people, you have coached people, maybe you have delivered workshops, right? Maybe that's what you've done. And you may have really, really strong testimonials. I want you to know that all of that matters. But corporate buyers are not just buying knowledge, they aren't. They're buying relevance to a current business need. So, validation just helps us to answer questions like, is there a problem I solve by showing up in the market? Are companies prioritizing it? And are they investing around it? Is there a real credible connection between what I already know and what organizations are trying to accomplish? See, that's where things really get interesting, okay? Validation is not rejection. A lot of people here validate and think, oh no, what if the market says no? I want you to reframe that. Think about it differently. Validation is not a verdict on your expertise. No, it's information that we need. Sometimes the answer is yes. There is strong alignment, and that would be great. Now we know where to focus, and we don't have to waste time. Sometimes the answer is there's something there, but the positioning needs to be more clear. And that's also useful. Information is power. Sometimes one part of your course is a stronger fit than the whole thing. Okay? That's useful too. Sometimes your expertise is strong, but you need to test a different buyer or a different business problem. Again, that is useful information, useful data, useful intelligence. Validation is not where you shut down. It is there to help you stop guessing and to help you stop throwing spaghetti at the wall. Right? So some of you can teach 5 or more different things. Some of you all are just so talented, right? Maybe you're teaching leadership, maybe you're able to teach communication, wellness, change management, customer experience, AI integration, career development. You have a lot of options because you have a lot of talent and you have a lot of experience that you can share with businesses. And that can feel like an advantage because it is. But it can also make you scattered. So instead of asking, which one do I feel most excited about? This is what I want you to ask. Which one has the strongest evidence of market relevance right now? Which one of those topics? And see, that is what's going to give you focus. And focus, that is a gift. Believe me, because once you know where the strongest alignment is, you don't have to market everything at once. You can lead with the offer that has the clearest connection to what businesses are prioritizing right now. And that's the good news. This is the part that I really want you to hear. You may be much closer than you think. You don't necessarily need a new certification. You don't necessarily need a new course or to build 10 more modules, right? Or invest in another AI course. You may not need to spend the next 3 months redesigning your course or a website. The truth is that you probably already have the raw material. And what you may need is just clarity about the market and what it needs, clarity about the strongest use case so that you don't waste your time, clarity about the organizations where your fit is most credible, and clarity about which signals actually matter for you. See, that is a much better place to operate from because now you're not starting over. Absolutely not. You are refining, you are focusing, and you are aligning. No more chasing squirrels. No more needle in a haystack. No more spaghetti against the wall. And if you're still building, good. Let the market help you decide what your course should be about and what comes next. Maybe you don't need 12 modules, right? Maybe companies really care right now about the 3 that you have. Maybe the strongest opportunity is not even your full course. Maybe it's a workshop. Maybe it's you going in person. Maybe it's a cohort. Maybe it's a short leadership intensive or a management program, a facilitated session, or a diagnostic. The market may actually help you to simplify what you build. That is another reason why I really like validation. It can save you from overbuilding. And instead of guessing what corporate wants, you start with evidence and build toward the opportunity that is there. See, once you know where your course fits, selling gets easier, way, way easier. Because now you're not saying, I have a training or I have a course. Who wants it? Anybody want a course? No. Here's what you're saying. You're saying, I'm seeing organizations dealing with this particular issue. I'm seeing this outcome become more important. I'm seeing investment around this priority. And my expertise has a credible connection to that. Now we have something to talk about. And that changes your actual outreach and your focus. That changes your discovery call. That changes your positioning. And it gives you a reason to reach out. Not just because you want to sell them something, but because you have a real solution to their problem. And that is much stronger than trying to make your course fit some random company. I don't want you to spend the rest of the year guessing. And here is where I want to bring some urgency, but not fear. We are moving into the final part of the year. And that means that you actually still have time. That is good news. You have time to get clear. And you have time to make better decisions. You have time to identify your strongest direction, not your neighbor, you. You have time to stop chasing every new AI tool, every new list, every new tactic, and start working from strategy. I want you to start using the rest of this year intentionally, not frantic. No, not frantically, not building for the sake of building or being busy, not prospecting for the sake of prospecting. You're going to get tired of that. But based on decisions with evidence, that is a much stronger way to go into the next season of your business. That is what serious business owners do. So if you're asking, should I build the course first? What if I already built it? Do I need to start over? And how do I know if companies will actually want what I teach? Isn't that the real question? Which part of my expertise should I take to corporate? How do I know where my training actually fits? That is exactly why I'm hosting Signals to Solutions this coming Saturday. We're going live Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern on Zoom. I am going to show you how to start looking at the market signals before you spend more time prospecting and pitching. We're going to talk about how to actually recognize evidence that companies may care about the problem that you solve. How do you figure that out? How to connect those signals to your existing expertise. And how to start narrowing your focus so that you can move toward opportunities that make the most sense for you. And if you already have a course, that is fine. Bring it into the room on Saturday. Because the question is not, was this all a mistake? So you start to question yourself. No, the question is, where could this have the strongest fit? Because you probably already have something that companies need. You probably already have the content, even if it's still up here in your head. You may already still have the expertise. We just have to package it. You may already have the experience. Now we want to connect that to the right market signals. That's all you have to do. That is what we're doing on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Zoom, so that you can finally move forward with focus. If selling your training to companies is part of your plan for the rest of this year and into next year, come join us. You don't have to start over. You just need better evidence about where to go next. And I get that. I know that it's been challenging. You've been all over the place. Your focus hasn't been steady, and you've been unsure about the next steps. I understand that. And, most of the time, market data, market analytics that tell rich people, rich guru people, where they should go in their business and what market trends and what's happening, it's typically out of reach for the average entrepreneur. Not knowing where to go, where to start, what to do. You think all these people know? No. They have analysts, they have experts, they have access to resources that help them know where to go. Nobody's reading a crystal ball. They're reading numbers. They're reading data. They're reading signals in the marketplace. So they're subscribing to Gartner and Bloomberg and Dun & Bradstreet and all these places. Guess what? They are helping them to make business decisions. And yeah, it might sound like, oh, Kat, I don't want to have to do all of that. Well, you know what? You don't have to. Keep doing what you're doing and keep throwing spaghetti against the wall and see how that works out for you. That's what I could say. Or you can decide that, you know what? Let me do what works for the people who do what works. Let me figure that part out. Let me see what I'm not doing, what I'm not seeing. And all these guru people that keep telling you about all these lists you can keep on building. Lists on top of lists. ChatGPT is going to give you a list all day long. And I don't care which way you slice it. These 3 fields, these 3 parameters, geography, how size of the company, industry of the organization, none of that is going to tell you where to focus. It's just going to give you the neighborhood. It's not going to tell you the address. It's not going to tell you the address. That it's not going to do. And AI is going to agree with you. You say, hey, I think this is a good way to go. It's going to say, yes, you're right. And you come back 10 minutes later and you say, I don't think so. I think I'm going to go this direction. It's going to say, you know what? You are so brilliant. That's right. And if you say, AI, I changed my mind. I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to go and set up an ice cream truck. You know what it's going to say? It's going to say, why didn't you think of that sooner? That's amazing. Do that. The truth is that AI can give you a lot of ideas. It's great for that. But it cannot tell you what to do based on your experience, your expertise, your modules, what you have to bring to the marketplace right now, in this moment. It's just ideas. And it's time to get certain. It's time to bring a level of certainty so that you have a level of clarity. and confidence to move forward, knowing that you have something that companies need that they're signaling that they need. They are not going to advertise what they need on LinkedIn. They are not. That is not how they operate. It's not. It's not how they operate. So you've got to read the signals. And if you learn how to do that, then guess what? They don't have to tell you because you're going to know. I want to teach you how to do that. As somebody who's been in this industry for over 20 plus years, I'm in those rooms. I've collected that data over years and years and years and years. I know what they're buying and what they're looking for. They want serious people who can help them solve serious problems at their organization. If that's you, I want to help you. Okay? I want you to come on in the room Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look for the link somewhere around this video so that you can join us on Saturday. Okay? I hope this helped. Leave me a comment down below no matter where you're watching this video. It is literally on every platform. So wherever you have found it, I'd love to hear from you. For those of you all who've been following me since day one, my day ones, thank you so much. Thank you for every share, every follow, every like. And thank you for following for so many years. And for those of you all who are new to me, welcome to the KTCB family. Welcome to clarity about your courses, your training, and offering them to corporate. Okay? I'm there for you, right? And I'm there and I want you to win. I want to see you win. So I hope to see you on Saturday. You can also check out a lot of content on this topic, a lot of trainings on YT, on FB. I have literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of content teaching you how to get started offering your courses to corporate. Okay. So can't wait to see you. I can't wait to meet you. And I can't wait to see you all on Saturday. Until next time, stay on course. See you soon.